I'll start by looking briefly at strategic positioning. What is this thing all about? What is strategic positioning? I have no intention to get academic. I just want to teach for the purposes of our businesses. I recognize majority of the participants are SMEs. We will keep it at that level. But I want to define this with two things. Strategic positioning. You see the picture of an eagle. I want to call it a bird's eye view. A bird's eye view. An aerial view. The eagle's eye. What's that? If you imagine yourself flying in mid-air and you're looking for a prey, could be a rabbit down there, could be a goat, could be a chicken, could be another bird in mid-air, could be a fish. This could be a fish eagle. What the eagle will do, it doesn't waste time proving that it brought down an antelope or a mountain goat. If things are big, an eagle will try to kill even a mountain goat by destabilizing him along the cliff. But that's a difficult task. So he will focus on the easiest prey to grab. This could be just a hare. So what you're looking at is the aerial picture in your business. That means if you distance yourself from the business, for example, in soccer field, everybody seems to know how to play the game, except the 11 players in the field. The guys seated on the pew seem to be knowing how the boys should kick the ball. Why? They are not in the field. They are outside the field. They are having an aerial view. And the second definition I want to give you is your decided advantage. Now, I'm using the word decided because you decide what gives you advantage over other players in the industry. What puts you above other players in the industry? Now, it doesn't sound good to keep talking about above other players. It doesn't sound so good to keep talking about standing outside competition. But when we are talking about strategic positioning, this concept is literally about your competitive advantage. And I'll tell you why this concept is all about that. Now, I want you to look at an organization, and an organization normally has 3 levels. And the first level, we call it strategic level. That's the highest level. Or corporate level. That's the level of the CEO and the board. If you're taking note, that's the highest level. The second level in organizational leadership, we call it managerial or the business level. And that level of leadership is supervisory or the technical level. Now, at the highest level, we have what we call strategic thinking or conceptual thinking. Now, this is important even to those who may be employed. The information I'm going to give you here will come in handy. The second level, we call it business level. This is the business planning level. And the third level of leadership in any organization is the project implementation. So at the top, we write a strategic plan. I'm doing that right now for Stanbic Bank, Southern Sudan. Now the second level, we normally write a business plan. And the third level, we do a project proposal for funding. Now let me use KCB as an example. At the highest level, the strategic level, the bank decides, are we getting into the Ugandan market? Are we getting into Southern Sudan market? Are we getting to Rwanda? Are we getting to Tanzania? That's at the strategic level. Now, the second level, Nyabura and Moses decide, where are we taking Biashara Club members in 2021? Are we taking them to China? Are we taking them to Turkey or to the US? Why did we suspend the visits in 2020? Maybe because of COVID. Now that's the decision at level 2 managerial. Now what we are doing this morning, right now, is at the technical level. We are implementing a training program. This is the third level of organizational management. It is at the technical level. What I'm teaching you right now is technical. The second level is a decision that is major. How many trainings are they going to conduct this year? That's business level. How many trips will Biashara Club do this year? What is the best way to, who is the best trainer for what topic? How many trainings are we doing? That's level 2, managerial business. The first level is said, this is where we make critical decisions. Should KCB merge with the National Bank as they did? Should KCB go to the Ethiopian market? Those are the decisions made at the strategic level. Now, when we are talking about strategic positioning, that's what we are discussing. It's at the highest level, the conceptual level. Every single entrepreneur should be able to be thinking at the strategic level. For example, if you're listening to me and you are an accountant, if you will be doing tax for people, tax returns, you'll be operating at the third level, supervisory or technical. That's what you'll be doing. If you're managing a unit in a major company, you are the managerial or the business level. If you're not doing any tax returns, you're not doing any audits for anyone, your job is to organize your team of accountants to do it, then you are at the conceptual level. As an entrepreneur, when you're an SME, you're likely to be at all 3 levels. You know you're growing the more you stop doing stuff at the supervisory level and remain at the conceptual level. You own a school, you're not teaching yourself, but you have a team of teachers teaching. Then you are at the conceptual level. You are a contractor listening to me, but you're not building the building. You are negotiating with clients on your terms of engagement, but you have an engineer who is actually doing the implementation on the ground. Then you are at the conceptual level. And the whole idea is to help each one of us to grow from level 3 to the highest level, the conceptual level. That's the thinking level, the strategic thinking level. Now the question today, this beautiful morning, how then do we pick the low-lying grapes? And how fast can we pick the low-lying grapes? Because if I don't pick them, then someone else is going to pick them. You need to answer 2 questions. Question 1, in what ways are they stronger than you? I'm talking of your business competitors. I'm talking of your business rivals. What are the strengths they have over you? Question 2, in what ways are you stronger than them? Now, I'll be asking you these questions, these 2 questions, over and over again between now and the time I finish our presentation today. For now, I want to suggest some 10 strategies for repositioning yourself. How do you reposition yourself strategically? And remember, when we say strategically, we are talking of the bird's eye view. When we say positioning yourself strategically, we are talking at the enterprise level, at the business level, the highest level, the conceptual level, the strategic level of the business, not the operational, not the technical, not the knowledge. That's the lowest. We are talking about the big picture. I want to suggest 10 ways, and then I'm going to ask you a question. Which strategy are you using to position yourself? Number 1, and the most common, is price. And we actually did 2 sessions this year with KCB on the item on price. And price is one tool used by people to position themselves strategically. So the question remains, is your price more competitive? For those of you who are Kenyans, my dear friend Tabitha Karaja decided to dare East Africa breweries. Remember, before Safaricom became the company we know today, the largest giant in the region, East Africa Breweries was the largest company in the region, all over Eastern Africa. How was this woman, together with her dear husband, going to deal with such a huge monster, East Africa Breweries? They came up with 2 things. And that's number 1 and number 2. Number 1, price. They ensured their prices were more competitive than breweries. And number 2, value. They suggested to people their beer does not have sugar. The conventional beer, like from East Africa breweries, it has sugar. And so they made people believe the conventional beer can cause diabetes, among other complications. So think about these two strategies. Are you using price? Are your prices more competitive than your competitors? Or is your promise of value more attractive? Keroche began to win because of these two agendas. Some people are concerned with the price, and some people are very excited that they can get a beer without sugar. Number 3 is location. Is it possible that you're able to penetrate deeper? You're able to go places where others can't go. Look at taxis, for example. Taxis are very nice and they're very comfortable. But there are some places only motorbikes can go. In East Africa, we call them border to border. Here's the deal. There are places, cars in Black Africa, allow me to use that word, they will not be able to penetrate. So that could be your decided advantage over competition. Number 4, is your product more appealing? This is the reason Safaricom was able to beat the giant company Telkom, because Telkom was busy putting telephone lines when the world had moved to mobile phone. So mobile phones were definitely much more appealing than the old telephones. And that's the same thing Steve Jobs did. The Apple phones in the US were much more appealing than any other product. That's what they use here. I lived in Kenya my entire life. When I was growing up, I never had an Apple phone. Right now, there is no choice. That is the gadget we use in the US because the product is more appealing in this market. Number 5, service. Is your service more personalized? The dude may be bigger than you, but perhaps you are better than them in service delivery. It may be a very huge accounting firm, but you're able to deal with them one-on-one, or maybe you're a counselor and you're able to deal with your customers at a very personalized level. The university may be very big, the college you started is very small, but you're able to lecture your students on a round table. At the meantime, Kenyatta University, Makerere University, the University of Dar es Salaam, University of Nairobi, some of the classes, especially social sciences, history, business classes, they have over 500 students. In Kenyatta University, some education classes have over 1,000 students. So you may not have all the facilities Kenyatta University has, but you can sell to parents and students alike that in this university there is quality. We teach, the faculty student ratio is very small. We actually teach our students a round table. So is your service personalized? Are you doing personalized coaching? Number 6, are you faster in delivering services? Now this has been one of my advantages as a consultant. I know some of you who are meeting me for the first time this year, they know me as a pastor. My calling is pastoral. I'm a pastor by calling. I'm a consultant by work. So I'm a tent maker. And one of the things that make a lot of organizations look for me as a consultant is the speed at which I deliver my services. So I've done strategies for governments. I've done strategies for companies, as I told you I'm doing right now, for Stanbic Bank Southern Sudan. And when I say I will deliver that SP, the strategic plan, within a week, I do that. Is that your decided advantage over your market? Number 7, what will give you maximum returns with the least cost possible?